Hello, my name is Daphne McGrath, and in a few days we will have a meeting where we are going to present you the results of a Barrett survey that we have been running these last weeks to understand what your employees understand that are their own personal values, as well as what they are experiencing in the company, in their daily life, and what they would like to have as behaviors and to experience in the future for the company. For you to have a better understanding and to have a better result of the information that we are going to present to you, I would like to have a brief advance of the model that we are using, and I'm going to show it to you through this video. Let me share a PowerPoint. So when we talk about values in general, you know, many companies, or we talk about the same values, we have the same words, but then not everybody performs the same way. So what is important in terms of this topic is not determining a word, is the conversation we start with the employees, with the different stakeholders of a company and the society in general. And we are working with a Barrett model. There's a framework for understanding the thinking and behaviors of the individuals and the organizations for them to develop and grow. When we can match both perspectives, results are something that is going to be achieved. And the graph that we are going to use is this one. And I think it's very important to understand the graph in three different perspectives. The first one are the three first levels, the level of availability, that means how are we working with our resources, our relations, and also performance or processes. So here we have the fundamentals or the basic needs that we have to perform because we're interacting with the context. We are not going to perform the same way in any type of environment. So we have to pay attention to that. We are equalizing ourselves. We are doing a homeostasis with the environment in order to exist. And this is the first part of the graph. Then we will see if we exist, we will see how are we going to become something different, something that we would like to be. We are not going to be determined by the context. Instead, we are going to impact in the context. And that is very important because in this moment, we are no longer witness of the circumstances. We are going to become the main character in the different markets. We are going to really be the key player, and we are going to create the circumstances. And that's the moment as humanity that we are undergoing. So at the end, we want to find always a balance between existing and impacting with the environment. And we can also frame this when we start, because these graphs are always very simple, but what about when we go to reality and we have to work with it? We can also understand this graph using the difference in the paradigms that people are selecting when they have to make decisions. And we can talk about me, or we can talk about us. We can talk about being the best in the world, or we can be the best for the world. There is a difference, no? When we are in the first step, when we're in the world, we compare ourselves, we measure ourselves, we are always going for the correct result, and that is okay. But then if I go for the world, I start interacting with others, I start cooperating with others in order to create something new. That's a way to create something new. We come from the cooperation from a man and a woman, and then we come into life. So first we exist, then we interact, and so we create something new for the world. And finally, if we talk business, business language, we would say, we can talk about the revenue of a company, or we can talk about the impact. And this graph, what's most important for me in this graph is that it's totally normal that we tend to see reality, experience reality, or create reality from a certain perspective. But with this graph, we are able to complete ourselves with the perspectives of other people. And in that way, we are going to give a much complex and more sophisticated responses to the circumstances or to the future. So we can have the values that you have chosen in this very long list that you've received. They can have, for example, this type of story. This is a company, this is a real result. Here we have a company that only deals with 2 different levels of a company's decision. Instead, you can have another company like this one, that when they have to decide, they take into account so many different levels, from viability, relations, performance, but at the same time, they are understanding that they have to evolve in the market, and they can be a new version, a new way of presenting into the environment. And that means doing many other things than just having income and just having processes that are of excellence. So these tools, the ones that we are using here, are already proven to give the companies better revenues and better commitment in their people. So I am really looking forward to meet with you and to start this process of conversation, not only with you, but also with the employees that have been selected for the small gatherings that we will have through Value Games. So thank you so much. See you in a few days more.